What's up, everybody? In this basement bathroom framing video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about framing walls in your basement bathroom. This is going to include framing a 16-inch on-center wall, how to frame around support beams or columns in the basement, and also some tips and tricks for how to frame around things like pipes or HVAC. So if that sounds good to you, let's get right into the video. So before we can actually frame the walls, we need to have an idea of the layout for our bathroom. So here's what I'm thinking. So here's a quick tour before we get started. So the idea is we'll put a barn door right here that'll open up that way. And then you'll walk into the bathroom like this. If we turn to our right, this is where we're gonna put our sink and vanity. And then we'll have a partition wall that goes here and also on this side. And then once we have that partition wall, we'll put the toilet right there. And then this area here marked off with tape will be where we put the shower. I have more info on layout in my ebook and also my video, and I'll link that down below, but I do recommend that you put some tape down to kind of establish the layout for the walls. And I don't mean to insult your intelligence here, but obviously the basement plumbing and the slab should go in before the walls. Okay, now let's actually get into the framing. Now, when framing a basement wall, you're gonna have the top plate, the bottom plate, and your wall studs, and those wall studs are typically gonna be placed 16 inches on center. The bottom plate is going to be in contact with your concrete slab, so that needs to be pressure treated, and the top plate can be standard kiln dried lumber. Now, something else I want to mention is the double top plate. If you're building something structural like a shed or new construction house, you want to have the double top plate on top, which provides extra rigidity, and it also ties the walls together. But in a basement bathroom like this, where the walls are really just for the shape of the room and to hang drywall, we don't need a double top plate for this application. The first step in framing walls is to measure the wall height, which is the distance between the floor slab and the joists above. Measure in a few locations, and the shortest measurement is what you want to frame your walls to. So now that we know the height of the wall and hopefully how long the wall is going to be based on our layout, you can go ahead and cut your top and bottom plate to length and then cut your studs to the right height. Now keep in mind that the total wall height is going to consist of the stud and then the 1.5 inch bottom plate and the 1.5 inch top plate. So when you cut your studs, make sure that you account for that extra 3 inches that's going to come from the top and bottom plate, since a 2x4 has a nominal thickness of around 1.5 inches. After cutting your studs to length, you want to take your top plate and bottom plate, and I recommend that you run the tape measure along, marking 16 inches on center all the way across. And because the studs are 1.5 inches, I usually mark 15 1/4 and 16 3/4 on the top and bottom plate, so I can position the stud right in between the lines. Now it's time to position the top plate, the bottom plate, and the studs, and one thing you want to do is you want to crown all of your studs, and the crown of the board is just the slight curvature that you're going to see when sighting down the long edge of a 2x4. Typically, I'll use a framing nailer and 3.5 inch nails to go through the top and bottom plate and into the studs. And for simple walls like this, that's pretty much all there is to it. Take the bottom plate, which is pressure treated, the top plate, position the outermost studs in place and nail them in using a framing nailer, and then position the intermediate studs 16 inches on center in between. After nailing the wall together, position it in place, aligning the bottom plate along the slab where you want it and making sure that the wall is plumb using a 6-foot level. Also, highly recommend these tinted safety glasses inside. So after positioning the wall in place, it's time to attach the bottom plate to the concrete. There's a few different methods for doing this. For my basement bathroom, I used a carbide tip masonry bit to pre-drill through the bottom plate and into the concrete. And then I used a Tapcon screw, which is meant for concrete, to go down through the bottom plate and into the slab. Now, although I anchored all of my bottom plates to the slab using a carbide tip masonry bit to pre-drill and Tapcon screws, you can also use a powder actuated tool, which is going to use gunpowder to essentially launch a nail through your bottom plate and secure it into the slab. I didn't have one of these, but it would have been a lot faster. After attaching the bottom plate, confirm one more time that your wall is plumb, insert shims as needed, and then use your framing nailer to attach the top plate to the ceiling joists above. Now, pretty much anytime you're framing in a basement or a basement bathroom, you're gonna have some kind of header or a support column that you're gonna need to frame around. Let me show you how I did that in my basement bathroom. All right, so the next thing we have to do is we gotta frame around the support beam and this column here. So obviously, this is gonna be a little bit wider than your standard 2x4. So I'm gonna rip down some 2x6s and then just rip them down to the same width. And then we're gonna frame around this guy so we can put the vanity there. So as you saw, that header had a width of around 5 inches, so I'm gonna take this 2x6 board, use clamps and another board as a straight edge, and I'm gonna rip it down with a circular saw to around 5 inches so that it matches the width of the header. And just like our 2x4 walls, we're gonna position the studs and the top plate and bottom plate in place, just using 2x6 lumber that we ripped down to 5 inches. And after nailing everything together, I picked up the wall, positioned it in place, and I had to use a hammer here because it was a pretty snug fit to actually get it level and plumb. Then I repeated the same process for the smaller section of wall, which is going to go on the left-hand side of that support column. Then I did some final checks for plumb, and then I confirmed the width to make sure my vanity would fit. All right, so at this point, we have our wall in place. Got it all squared up around that column. And obviously with any wall, you want to make sure that you're level at every single one of these, both this way, make sure you're level this way. So the next thing we gotta do is anchor this to the concrete. So I have a hammer drill right here with a carbide tip bit. We got a Tapcon screw. And after getting that wall installed, I positioned the tub in place so I could see where I needed to position the back wall. Okay, so before the plumber can actually set the tub, what he asked me to do, this is where the tub's going right here. He asked me to go ahead and frame in this back wall. So as you can see, I already framed in the front wall, and then these tubs are 5 feet long typically, so that's obviously 5 times 12 puts us right at 60 inches. So from there to here, I measured out just a hair over 5 feet for this wall. And then what I'm gonna do is I transpose those marks there. I'm gonna go ahead and put my joist right there and then stick frame in between. Now, for some reason on this back wall, I decided to install the bottom plate first, and then I installed the top plate directly to the ceiling joist, making sure that it was directly above the bottom plate. Then I made my measurements and I cut all of my studs to length individually, made sure they were plumb, and then I toe nailed them in using a framing nailer. I have no idea why I chose to frame this back wall like this, but at the end of the day, it worked out. Again, be sure that you crown your boards and make sure the crown is facing the same direction for all studs. Here I have the 2 walls intersecting, and to create a backing for the drywall, I installed these pieces of blocking, as you can see at the bottom there, and then about every 18 inches or so up. But a better method for this is something called a California corner. So if we remove the top plate, you can see that we're gonna go ahead and have a typical stud in the corner that you're always gonna have, but you're also gonna turn one stud sideways and mount it to the inside face of the other stud. This will accomplish 2 purposes. 1, it's gonna allow you to insulate better, and 2, it's gonna give you a backing for the drywall or gypsum board you're gonna be installing later on. Also, you might find yourself in a position where you need to add an additional stud or blocking to actually attach something like this fiberglass tub insert to solid backing like a stud. So if you need to add one in later, it's no big deal. Just position it in place and then toe nail it in to the top and bottom plate. And if you have any doorways like I did for my bathroom, you're gonna cut out the bottom plate through the entryway using a Sawzall. Because we're working in a basement, there's a high likelihood that you're gonna have pipes or HVAC ducts that you're gonna need to frame around. To frame around these in my basement bathroom, I used an OSB and kind of ledger board system. And for this method, you're gonna attach a hanger board, a piece of OSB, and then another board at the bottom. I think this is the easiest method. It's maybe not the most cost effective, but I have a dedicated video on my channel showing how to do that, which I'll link down below. Also, I'm not really gonna get into the drywall aspect of this basement bathroom. I have a tips and tricks video on drywall that I performed for my basement renovation, which I'll also link down below. In the next couple episodes in this basement bathroom series, I'm going to show you how to install a drop ceiling in your basement bathroom, how to install LVP flooring, how to do the plumbing, all that good stuff. So subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this. Leave a like below to help me out with the algorithm, and I will see you guys on the next one.